Hello everyone, welcome to the FighterSeries by Deepali Designs and Exhibits. This series will bring the stories of the COVID 19 fighters today, and our aim is to aware and empower our listeners. So, we have our first fighter from Chennai. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
When did you first notice that you might have like symptoms of COVID 19?
So it was 18th March when I got throat infection, and on 19th it turned into fever.
And finally, on what day were you diagnosed with COVID 19?
Well, it was 20th March when I went to the doctor, and he checked me for normal flu and asthma, but the results were negative for that. So he advised me to take the test for coronavirus.
Okay, so and finally, on what day were you diagnosed with COVID 19?
Well, it was 20th March when I went to the doctor, and he checked me for normal flu and asthma, but the results were negative for that. So he advised me to take the test for coronavirus. I was informed that it might take 2 to 3 days for the results to come out. But I remember it was 23rd March when I was reported positive for the virus.
So, were you prescribed to get admitted in any hospital? Also, were there any major changes that your body had undergone at that time?
I mean, I just got lucky that I wasn't admitted to the hospital, but instead I was asked to self quarantine myself. The throat infection was no more, and I was prescribed to some medications. But the body temperature fluctuated continuously between 99 to 102. And there were constant body aches and allergies in my body throughout that span.
Okay, so I'm just curious to know that did you ever feel scared at any point of time about COVID 19 or about the consequent treatment? Because we are still not having any kind of vaccine, a fixed vaccine for this particular virus, and the treatments, we all are in a very haphazard and a hit or trial moment right now. So, did the thought of catching COVID 19 affect you in any way? Also, what was the treatment you received?
Well, since I had my travel history to New York, I was well aware about the virus from there itself. I won't say it was scary, but the undergoing treatment was quite disturbing and tough. I mean, it was a span of 15 days when I had to stay home on my bed doing nothing. And I couldn't even go outside the room for just a few minutes.
That really sounds difficult. Um, Also, I'm wanting to know that what precautions you were supposed to take.
As I mentioned that I was asked to self quarantine myself with the prescribed medication. There were some medicines and few injections, but proper hygiene and nutritious food was something which were in great demand at that time.
Yeah, good nutrition is what every doctor is primarily suggesting. I'm also wanting to know that how long was your quarantine period, and when did you finally realize that yeah, at least now it's over?
After 15 days, the fever was mild, but still it took another 4 to 5 days to get back to normal. But during the span, I lost my immunity a lot.
Okay. People down with COVID 19 or people under quarantine have often spoken about loneliness, like it became part and parcel of their life, at least for that particular period. How did it affect you? How did you deal with it?
Well, I used social media for contacting friends, family, and obviously Amazon Prime and Netflix was something which I tried to watch a lot. But yeah, it was tiring to be in one room without any contact with anyone. But then again, it was a realization that I had to do it for myself and as a social responsibility too.
Bravo, bravo. I must thank your zeal and, of course, your willpower that made you survive those days of quarantine. How are you now? Are you still under quarantine?
I'm quite well now, probably with good health. but I still follow all the guidelines and recommendations by the doctors. Also, yes, I'm working from my home itself and will continue that for a few months.
Do you think that there are a lot of misconceptions about COVID 19? I'm asking this because since you have survived it and you must have felt beyond quarantine, beyond the treatment, that there exists something that is bigger than the pandemic itself. What do you think about the misconceptions that are floating with it?
Well, people have this thing that they would not contract the virus as they have a strong immunity or something, and they would fight against it. I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, it's a pandemic. Come on. So anyone can contract it from anyone, anything. So yeah, people must care about themselves.
So, what would you suggest to the people listening to you?
They must follow all the measures, quarantine themselves, and be at home in a healthy and safe environment. And obviously follow all the guidelines from the doctors and the government, continuing with good hygiene and nutritious food.